Good morning, Advanced Digital Design and Video students. Just going to take a quick moment to go over our topics for the week and where we are going to be putting our information. So we are going to now be developing the graphics for your informative show. Now it is your choice of what programs you want to be using. It's going to kind of depend maybe if you're in class or if you're working from home or Edge right now as to what programs you might have available. And Edge students, you are welcome. If you have a computer besides your school issued laptop, you're welcome to use items on there as well. So anywhere from WeVideo to the animation softwares that we used in the beginning of the year to Photopea. If you're in the classroom and obviously you want to use Illustrator, Photoshop, there's lots of options that are out there, and you may even find others as you're exploring this that you want to use. I do want it to be evident that there was some type of graphic manipulation that you did. I should not be able to just simply Google and find every graphic that you used. Even if I can Google and find the graphic that you used, that's fine. But what did you add to it? I'll use Bryce's as an example. So Bryce is doing something with basketball, professional basketball team. So obviously, like, those are probably going to end up being graphics, maybe some graphics of players. I don't expect that he would recreate an image of a player by any means. But what you might do, depending on the graphic that you have, you might make almost like a lower third that has a name tag. So if somebody, didn't pick up on what name of the player you were featuring, the name was there. Or this is a very simple, but this would help. So in his example, so maybe it's a static picture of the player, but he has a basketball that bounces across the bottom of the screen. There was something that you are adding, not just curating images from all over the net. In Danny's case of space, there should always be something that we could be able to add there, even if you had to have the name of the planet scrolling across the bottom, whatever the case may be. Something that you are adding. And I feel like I should be able to provide better examples. I know in Zoe's case with working with ads, so yeah, I don't expect that Zoe's remaking that ad by any means, but she wants to add to it, even if you're like highlighting or circling a specific area that you want the viewer to concentrate on. You are going to be adding a screenshot each day to this show or to this slideshow right here, so I can see the progression that you've made. So if you curated 3 images, you can put a copy of each image on there, and you can even show, maybe you only got to edit one of those, but show what you did that day. This should be very representational of what you did. And this presentation will be for the whole week. So today and tomorrow are going to look very similar. You're doing graphics. On Wednesday, so this is specific, on Wednesday, I want you to think about the very introduction. What is the first person the viewer is going to see on your screen? I want you to think about the opening or the title. I'm thinking that I would recommend that you use WeVideo and that you have some moving graphics there, some titles that are maybe crossing or something or scrolling up or whatnot. But I'm going to put some resources out there for that day as well. But I suggest Wednesday is set aside for the title. And I specifically did that especially for the students that are in class. In case you were using programs on the computer, I want you to have something that is very applicable to your virtual Wednesday. And then Thursday and Friday, we are back to developing graphics for wherever they may go in your show. I would say you probably need to have at least 5 different graphics. And honestly, you should probably have more. But I do feel that students are very in tune to saying, well, what do I have to have? So I would say you have to have at least 5. That would still only give us 1 graphic a minute, which honestly, as you start to finalize, you'll be like, I think I should have more graphics probably. Now, I am going to see how this week goes. So Edge students and those of you working remotely, make sure that you're updating the slideshow so I can kind of gauge where I think you're at in your development process, because I can't watch you as you're working necessarily. The students in class, I can make an observation as to what's going on. I don't know that just this week is going to be enough for graphics. I think we may actually need part of next week for graphics and then the end of the week to put it together. I don't think we're going to need a whole week for assembly. That's my gut reaction. But I'll be tweaking as the week goes to see what we need. And if I see that we need all of next week's for graphics and then the next week to put it together, we'll allow that time. But Those of you working remotely need to be updating so I can see what you're doing, and in class I can observe the direction we're headed. Questions? All right, Edge students, please make sure if you have questions that you're reaching out. Have a good one.